Hi friends, welcome to another process video, this time for the Peartree Cutfiles design team. I'm using this gorgeous cut file called Be Happy. It's from the May 2022 release, so last month, and it features 2 of those bees, and I just duplicated them so that I could have 4 in total, and I backed them with 4 different pattern papers from a Dear Lizzie collection. I did that off camera. And here I'm adding some mixed media to the background. I saw someone recently do this with the ink pad where they just swiped it across the layout and then added in some paint splatters, and I thought it looked really neat. So this is my second layout doing that. And I like the little bit of color it adds. Sometimes when you cut a cut file from white cardstock and then you use a white cardstock background, it doesn't always pop as much. It blends in a little bit more. And that's a cool look to go for, but I like my cut files to pop. So you'll see when I lay the cut file down on this in a moment, I end up putting the yellow on the bottom. It really does pop right off the page. Off camera, I added a stitched double border around the outside, and then I matted it on some yellow polka dot paper that I also used on to back one of the letters on the cut file. Just adding my foam tape. That helps create dimension also when you add foam tape to the back. And then you'll see under my big tape roll, I cut out 2 squares of pattern paper to layer behind the cut file and the photo. There we go. See how that happy just pops right off the page with that yellow, soft yellow background. I really love how that looks. I've got a photo here of my niece from last summer enjoying a homemade ice pop. We found this recipe online and we made them all summer long, and they were so delicious, and she's definitely enjoying herself. So I'm mounting on some white cardstock. I did distress the edges with my Heidi Swap edge distressor. That's probably one of the tools that I got when I first started scrapbooking over 20 years ago. I've had that a long time. More distressing. And then I add that in there right in the middle of those 2 squares and on top of the Be Happy. And I decided I want to bring in some more color to that cluster with the blue pattern paper that I have on the 1E. And I decide to make a tag. Tags are one of my absolute favorite things to add to layout. I love putting crochet twine through the little hole in the top and the little texture that it adds. So I'm pulling out that blue paper. And I actually forgot I had this We Are Memory Keepers punch and was looking for something else and found this. And it just adds a slanted edge to the side so you get a nice even tag. And also I looked for this hole punch tab I've been looking for it for probably over a year, and I just happened to look down in my punches and there it was. Isn't that strange how those things happen? It seems like it was there all the time. And so it makes a nice reinforcer and adds a little bit more color. There's my crochet twine, and I like to put both ends through the hole and then kind of loop them through and tie a knot. Or actually tie a bow, not a knot. And then I give it the look of being tucked behind that square, but really it's just partially underneath there. These rosettes came in this kit that I'm using. This is an older hip kit, club kit. I believe it's from maybe May or June of 2020, and I had never used it before. And I thought these colors are perfect for these photos. And it had these Maggie Holmes rosettes. So I play around with my placement. I had 3 that I decided or thought that I would use. And I knew I wanted the bees cascading down the page. I end up fooling around a bit with that placement. It just wasn't feeling right. Now looking at it, it looks fine with the 3, but in the moment it just didn't feel right with the 3. So I end up getting rid of one. I get rid of the one with the yellow, big yellow background circle, and put in those 2 that have the glittery hearts. And then I put the bees on the top and the bottom. I raise one up on foam tape just to give it some more dimension. And then the Maggie Holmes sticker book for this collection was also in this kit, and it had bees, ladybugs, and butterfly stickers, which were perfect to go with my Be Happy theme. And so I tucked some on the bottom, some on the top. This Maggie Holmes collection was called Sweet Story. I'm looking for the Dear Lizzie collection name, but I'm not sure. I'll have to check. And so I add those all in. And then there was some phrase stickers in this book that I tuck on the tag and then above the title. This Dear Lizzie collection was called Here and Now. So I layer 2 stickers there, and sometimes when the stickers are thin and you're layering it over a couple different pieces and it hangs off like that, it kind of looks like it dips down. So what I like to do is just mount it on some cardstock and cut it out. It just makes it a little more substantial, a little thicker, and then you don't get that look like it's got a dip in it, kind of. I pull out a few puffy stickers from the Sweet Story. They're little stars that are in black and white. And then I add some of these. I try to make those work, and they did not. They were a little too big. And I add some of the pink enamel dots around my rosettes. And I'm just about there, but I decide that I wanted more words. I like a lot of words on my layouts. And so this kit had come with a stamp set, and there's a little phrase stamp that says Picture Perfect. And so I do some generation stamping with that, where I stamp it twice or 3 times before I re-ink it, and you get sort of like, it looks like different shades of the color, but it's really just a little bit less faded, or a little bit more faded the second time because there's less ink on it. And I do that in my 3 colors in 3 different spots, creating that visual triangle. And then the layouts is just about done. I'm going to be showing some still shots here at the end. You can see some close-ups that are coming as well. Thank you for joining me on this journey through a very Be Happy layout. And I hope you subscribe and like this video, and I will see you soon for more. Bye-bye.